Penguin Random House Audio presents Cold Fear, a thriller by Brandon Webb and John David Mann. Read for you by Johnathan Mcclain. To you, listening to these words, a story is nothing but black marks on a white page, until it sparks to life in the mind of a listener. And we have the most incredible listeners in the world. Thank you from both of us. Prologue. A deserted city street. The distant ruckus of drunken revelers, laughter, Christmas carol fragments. Under the faint glow of street lights, a flurry of snowflakes drifts to the frigid cobblestone surface, then swirls aside as a girl sprints past. Bare feet, no coat, mid-20s. She darts through an intersection, then another. Street names she can't pronounce. On a wild guess, she takes a left at the next corner and runs another block before stopping, bent over, hands on knees, breathing like a trapped animal. There's nothing but the silence of the snow and her own rapid panting. She looks around, frantic. Has she gone too far? Takes off running again, squinting at the street signs, pleading for them to make sense. Fighting back the urge to stop and scan the darkness behind her. The sound of her feet slapping the slick street surface drums against her ears. Images explode through her mind. The mines, the Englishman, the lake house. She pushes them away. Her feet are bleeding, but she has to keep going. She has to... Wait. Was that a glimpse of someone passing on the far side of the street? She slows long enough to peer back through the murk. No one there. She spat out the last pill, but the drugs are still too strong. She can't tell what is hallucination and what is real. Keep going. Her feet slapping the cobblestones, the mines, the Englishman. She won't make it. It was a crazy idea. Should have known it was pointless to try. She reaches the next corner, and there it is, spread out before her like a banquet. She stops again, hands on knees, gasping, the Arctic air searing her lungs. Squints into the dark and feels a rush of bitter relief. Not a hallucination, really there. A patch of open water. The driver told her about this the day she arrived. In December, the pond is covered in ice, he said. Ice so thick they hold hockey matches on it. Except right here, at this spot. The city keeps this northeast corner heated year-round. For the ducks, he chortled. And sure enough, through the gloom she can see their little bodies, tucked into themselves for warmth, still and silent. Living, breathing ducks asleep on the water. How do they survive the winters here? How does anyone survive the winters here? She whips her head around, suddenly alert, eyes and ears straining in the dark. There's no one behind her. The only sounds she hears are her own hard breath and the faint splish-splash as she steps into the shallow. From her pocket she pulls a stick of lipstick, blood red. Stares at it, her heart pounding. She isn't supposed to know. Isn't supposed to know about any of it. But she does. Hands trembling from the cold, she twists the lipstick open, pulls up her shirt with one hand, and with the other scrawls a single word upside down across her abdomen. Then lets the lipstick fall from her fingers. She strips out of her clothes, tossing each item behind her. Stark naked, she takes a few more steps into the water. Another flurry of snowflakes falls around her. the air a blast freezer on her skin. Teeth chattering, she kneels, places her palms down against the shallow pond floor, slides down onto her stomach, and pushes herself away from the edge with her feet, propelling with her arms, each stroke drawing her further toward the pond's center. After a moment, her outstretched fingers find the lip of the ice sheet. She slips underneath the ice, then twists around so that her back is to the pond floor, her face to the ice above, stretches out her arms as wide as she can, and pushes farther in. Sunday. Temperatures in the low 20s Fahrenheit. Snow flurries. Bitter winds. Chapter 1. Gunnar slipped out of his family's townhouse and closed the front door, soft as a spy. He wasn't supposed to be out there on his own, but his parents wouldn't notice. And anyway, he'd be back inside in just a few minutes, quick as a flash. It was past 10 in the morning, but still dark out. The sun wouldn't come up for another hour. He looked around at their street. It snowed in the night. Only a little dusting, but snow was snow. It looked just like the powdered sugar on the Christmas cookies his Danish au pair made the day before, on Christmas Eve. Gunnar descended the steps and trudged around the corner, scooted across the street and out onto the ice. He knew it was safe. In fact, he'd be out there later that day with his parents to watch the college kids play hockey. Right now, though, there was no one on the pond. No cars on the streets. Christmas Day. Everyone was at home eating oatmeal and staying warm. Or still in bed, sleeping it off, like his parents. He ventured farther out onto the ice, halfway to the middle of the pond, then lay down on his back, gazing up at the gray clouds against the violet morning sky, imagining bears and dragons and brave men with swords chasing them. He made snow angels, laughed at the fresh tickle of snowflakes on his face. After a few minutes of this glorious fun, Gunnar rolled himself over to get up on his feet. Gotta be home before they noticed him gone. He slipped on the ice and fell flat on his front side. Good one, Klaufey. That takes talent. That's what his big brother would say if he saw that clumsy move. Taking it slow and careful now, Gunnar got back up onto his hands and knees and stopped. This couldn't be real, could it? He was looking down at the ice, and someone underneath was looking back up at him. He stared into the ice, into her eyes. The Little Mermaid was Gunnar's favorite story. His au pair had read him all the Hans Christian Andersen stories, and that was the one he fell in love with. He'd seen the Disney movie too, but that was different. It felt fake. He liked having the story read to him better. Closing his eyes and hearing the words in her voice, it all came alive. He never admitted this to his big brother or to anyone, not even his au pair. But in his heart of hearts, Gunnar believed that mermaids were real. And there was one staring up at him right now from under the ice. His palms were starting to hurt from the cold, but he couldn't move a muscle. It was like he was as frozen as the ice. He wanted this to be real. He wanted so badly for this to be proof that he was right all along. That his brother and his parents and teachers were all wrong. That there really were mermaids, and that Gunnar, not his brother, not his parents, but Gunnar himself had found one. But there was this cold feeling in his tummy. A bad feeling. Really bad. Bubbling up like geyser
Sample complete. Ready to continue?